when Jesus did his miraculous stuff, man, that ain't normal. Like, there was a blind man, and Jesus spit in the mud and took the paste and threw it in the guy's eye, and he could see. When there was a storm, his folks were all chaotic about it and all struggling over it. Jesus was asleep. But then when they woke him up, he's like, and calmed the storm. And when he needed to walk on water, he just walked on water. That ain't normal. Just to walk on water, that's not normal. That's why everybody saw this like, this guy is incredible. That's why he stood out so much. He's doing all these miracles because it was not ordinary. It was extraordinary. It wasn't normal. But let me put it this way to you. What if all of the signs and the miracles, the spectacular stuff that Jesus did when he walked the earth, what if the only reason why we viewed that as spectacular was because we were viewing it from a place of darkness? That what Jesus did was actually normal. The way we live is actually weird. It stood out because we've gotten so used to living without miracles that when someone does one, it's amazing. But what if the things that Jesus did is actually how it's supposed to go down? As a matter of fact, I would challenge you more than not what if, but it is. Jesus came as a model to show us how it ought to be done. When we read about Jesus, the stories are in the Bible for an example so that we know when we are faced with that, this is the power that I'm talking about, to display that power. So when he did those miracles, he's showing us this is how it's supposed to be done all the time. As a matter of fact, when he ascended to heaven, he told us, you have greater powers than even I had. This is the norm. You guys, what you're living in isn't normal. You think it's normal because you've been living in it so long. But what if the stuff that Jesus did, that we go, dude, that ain't normal. Somebody walking on water, that ain't normal. Somebody healing the blind, that ain't normal. Somebody raising the dead, that ain't normal. Somebody healing the sick, that ain't normal. Somebody touching his robe and all the power goes out of him and she's instantly healed, that ain't normal. What if that is the only normal? What if that is normal? But the way that we are doing it isn't. It's just familiar. But this is the normal that Jesus really wants. This is where he wants us to live. As a matter of fact, I know this is true because that's what he died for. I know this is true because that's what he's constantly trying to get us to do. I know it's true because even after he left and sent his disciples out, they were telling the early churches. You can read about it when Paul wrote to the Corinthians, when he wrote to the Romans, when he wrote to the church at Ephesus. You can read about, this is what I'm telling you guys, how it's supposed to be. How it's supposed to be was what Jesus did. That's normal. So in one sense, when you want to go back to normal, what we're saying is we want to just go back to the way it used to be because it was familiar. I don't want to go back to normal. God isn't taking us back to normal. He's taking us into normal.